You want to stand with your feet side by side, and you can fit approximately the width of 2 fists between your feet. So that's about the amount of space you want. It's hip width distance. And try not to mistake hip width for shoulder width. So you actually want to be a little more narrow than the shoulders. Now as you're standing here, take a look at your feet. Lift your toes, separate them, and then lower them back down. Keep your toes nice and spread wide. And then you're grounding through the heels and the big toe mound. Start to feel like you're growing roots through your feet, like you're really connecting with the surface beneath you, like you're stable, like a tree or like a mountain here. Your knees are very, very soft, a little bit buoyant. You want to feel the front of your body, so your belly, your navel, everything lifts. And then the heart lifts, the shoulders roll back. Very gently humble the chin. So just enough that the back of your neck is nice and long. You can let your hands fall to the sides of your body. The palms are facing forward. And take a nice deep breath. You can even close your eyes for a moment here, starting to center yourself. And as we arrive on our yoga mats this morning, take a moment to really let go of anything that happened outside of this moment. Anything from your morning or the rest of your week, and letting go of anything you might be anticipating today. Give yourself permission to be here fully right now. Take a couple deep breaths. As you're breathing in, you want to lift the ribs. You want to feel your ribs and your belly and your lungs expand. On the exhale, you're contracting. Pull the navel to spine. Release all of the air from your lungs. Do a couple more like this. Expansive breath in and out. Let's do one more. In and out. We'll start with a few half sun salutations. So you can either keep your eyes closed and follow my voice, or open your eyes. On the inhale, reach your arms up. Take a nice big stretch. Take a look towards your hands, palms together. And on the exhale, float the hands to your heart. Finding that connection of the rhythm of the breath, aligning with the movement of your body. Again, inhale, rise, bring the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, take a look to your hands. Palms together. On the exhale, float the hands to your heart. Keeping that nice posture, that nice alignment you cultivated already. Again, inhale, rise, bring the arms up, nice big stretch, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do another inhale, rise. Starting to warm the shoulders, warming the neck as you look up to the sky. Palms together, flow the hands to your heart. This time as you inhale, reach the arms up, interlace your fingers. Let's take a stretch to the right on the exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And to the left on the exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Float the hands to your heart, Samasthiti. You can lower your hands, roll your chin to your chest, and start to curl the spine. So you're rounding the shoulders, you're curling the whole spine, your arms are heavy. And bring yourself into your standing forward fold, rolling all the way down. And once you get all the way down into your standing forward fold, you can take your halfway lift, maybe hands to shins, maybe fingertips to the floor, lengthen the spine. Belly in, shoulders back, chest forward. And on the exhale, fold again. Relax the back of your head. You can take ragdoll position, hold your elbows or forearms. And if you prefer the feeling, you can rock a little from side to side. Maybe even gently nod that head from side to side. Shake your head, yes. Now release your arms, bend the knees, and you're uncurling the spine. So you're rolling back to standing, each vertebrae stacking on top of the last. Slowly bring yourself back up. Roll the shoulders to your ears, and then back and down. Come through a flow, reach the arms up, nice big stretch, Urdhva Hastasana, look up. Exhale, turn your palms out, and then straight back, straight legs, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extend the spine, chest forward, belly in. Exhale, step back into a plank position. So first plank, let's take a breath for 2. And as you land in the plank, your fingers are spread wide. Push your heels towards the back of the room. Come down to your knees, and for the count of 3 to your belly, 2, and 1. Baby cobra, pull the heart forward and up. And on the exhale, bring it into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog, hips high. And take a few breaths to pedal it out. One heel pushes down and then the other. Take up as much surface area with your hands as possible, so spread your fingers wide. Rooting down through the thumbs and the index fingers, you want to feel the hips lift as the heels push down. Inhale, lift both heels, bend your knees, look forward, and step to the top of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Take your halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold again. Bend your knees and rise. Bring the arms up, palms together, little back bend here. And then float the hands to your heart. Take a breath here. You can close your eyes. Release the hands. And start adding on. Reach the arms upward. Vahastasana, big stretch. Chair pose, sit the hips back. Keep the arms extended forward. You want to push your bum back so much that you can see your toes. And if you can't see them yet, that's okay. Keep the heart lifted. Turn your palms out and then swan dive forward. Straight back, straight legs. Halfway lift, lengthen. Step back into your plank position. Take a breath in through plank. And come to your belly slowly for the count of 3, 2, 1. Baby cobra, pull the chest forward. And then bring yourself back through tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. You want to use your down dog like a space to rest. So if you don't feel like you're quite comfortable here, again, fingers spread wide. Push down through the thumbs and index fingers. You want to feel your shoulder blades moving away from each other, so apart. You want to feel the belly pull into the spine. Hips move high, and the heels drop low. Take the weight and pressure out of the shoulders, out of the wrists, and move it up to the sit bones and down through the heels. Lift both heels, bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of your mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, forward fold on the exhale, chair pose, sit the hips back, look forward, and extend the arms to the front wall. Breathing here. Rise through the inhale, take a little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath. Release your hands. And finding that steadiness, that stillness in Tadasana. Inhale, rise, arms up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Breath cycle in. Turn the palms out, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop, plank position. From your plank, come through Chaturanga, halfway or all the way down. Up dog or cobra from here. And bring it back, downward facing dog, hips high, heels grounded. Float the right leg up. And on your exhale, bring your knee to nose, round the shoulders, tuck your chin. Kick back through the inhale. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. Lower the back heel, reach the arms up. Now you're in your lunge in the front leg, and as you lunge forward, you push through the outer edge of the back foot. Continue to move the hips in a square alignment, so right hip back, left hip forward, and the arms extend to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, cactus the elbows. Do this again. Reach up. Exhale, cactus. Use the muscles in the upper back to squeeze. Inhale, reach up. Last one, cactus. Inhale, arms up. This time, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers, lift the heart. And then fold forward, warrior or humble warrior. Right shoulder to the right thigh. You can draw the chin to your chest and lift the hands. Now from here, lower your hands, walk them to the left. We're coming through wide leg forward fold. Both feet point to the left. You're in your wide leg forward fold. So from here, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold a little more deeply in this space. Push through the outer edges of the feet. Draw the crown of the head toward the floor. Let's take a twist. So lengthen halfway. It's a halfway lift, fingertips to the ground. And then from here, lift the right arm. Keep the left fingertips where they are, right arm to the sky. So you're in a twisted, wide leg forward fold. You can even look up to the ceiling, let the neck move. And then as you exhale, look down, lower both hands, and walk your hands to that right foot again. So you're coming back into your lunge. And then from here, step back, plank position. From your plank, you can flow or meet us in down dog. Please know that at any time you can skip the flow and always come into a child's pose. And you're never obligated to do anything in this practice, so please listen to your body above my guidance. Lift your left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Kick back through the inhale. Step forward, warrior one. Lower the back heel, arms up. And again, pull that front hip back hip forward as you're lunging in to warrior one. On your exhale, cactus the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus, really use the muscles along the upper back to squeeze. Inhale, reach up. Again. Inhale, reach up. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers, lift the heart, and then humble warrior, fold forward. Left shoulder to the left inner thigh. Lift the hands away from the back body. Relax your head. Breathe. Lower your hands. Wide leg forward fold. Walk them to the right. Turn your feet to the right. Start with a halfway lift, extend the spine, and then fold forward. Maybe this time you hold your ankles. And as you fold forward, you put a little bit more weight toward your toes. Relax the back of your neck. Let's take a twist. So fingertips to the ground. Halfway lift. Keep the right fingertips where they are and lift the left arm to the sky. And you're looking high, you're looking toward that left hand. Look down, lower both hands. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Turn both feet, point them forward, and step back into your plank position. Again, you can flow or meet us in a downward dog. From your down dog, lift the heels, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Take your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, sit back to chair, Utkatasana. Reach the arms forward. Inner thighs active. Imagine you're holding a block between the knees. Rise through the inhale, palms together. Float the hands to your heart on the exhale. Samasthiti. Take a breath. Then lower your hands. And then from here, bring your left knee to your chest. Now you're holding on, standing wind relieving pose. Take a moment, release your toes and your ankle and that left foot. And then from here, let's open into tree pose. Left knee falls open, and then you can place your left foot just below or above the right knee. And please avoid putting any pressure on the right knee. You don't want to cause any damage to the ligaments. From here, bring the palms together. And then think of sending that left knee away from the hip and towards the back wall. So it's like that whole left leg is becoming a little bit longer. It's coming out of the hip socket and allowing you to open into a deeper tree pose. From here, you can take whatever arm variation you like, maybe arms up, maybe the branches of your tree open, maybe you bring your hands behind your back. And whatever option, whatever variation you choose today, relax the face, soften your jaw, relax your brow bone, maybe even smile here. Bring the arms up on the inhale, palms together, hands to heart on the exhale. Now we're continuing to balance. So your hands are at your heart, bring your left knee through center, and then kick forward. And we're tipping forward, toppling tree, so that left leg stays in the air, now it's behind you. So your hands are at your heart. You're flexing that left foot, imagine you're standing on the wall. Now from here, come into your lunge. So you can bend your standing leg and then step back with the left. It's okay if you lose your balance a little bit, you'll find it again. Back heel and back knee stay lifted. Your hands are still at your heart and your whole upper body is leaning forward. Now from here, arms reach forward. So now we're getting into the deep stabilizers. You want to continue to engage. So your navel to spine, you want to feel the ribs contract slightly and the arms extend forward. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, lower your hands, frame the front foot, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Forward fold on the exhale. Inhale, rise, bring yourself all the way up to standing, palms together, hands to heart. Bring your right knee to your chest. Again, you're coming into standing when you're leaving, so you're pulling the knee in, release your ankle, release your toes. Tree pose, right knee opens, and then place that foot at the same height that you did on the other side. Hands to heart. Now again, you want to feel that right knee moving away from the hip and towards the back wall. So you're really getting expansive through the hip space. And then again, whatever arm variation feels appropriate today, maybe reverse prayer if that's something that you're working with. Palms together behind the back, fingers pointing up. Or any other variation is perfect here. Again, relax your face. See if you can even smile here. Really softening your entire being, whether it's the physical body, your energy here. Take an inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Bring your right knee back through center. Continue to balance. Kick forward, and then tip forward. So now that right leg is behind you. Your hands are still at the heart. You're balancing here on your left leg, and then back into your lunge position. So step that right leg back. And then from here, you're leaning forward, so the whole upper body is on an angle, and then the arms extend forward. Breathe. Try to keep that steady slowness in the breath. Control breathing. One more. Lower the hands, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, chair pose. Sit back into your chair. This time, bring the hands to your heart. Let's take a twist to the right. So your left elbow is on your right thigh. Your feet are either a little bit separated, or if you prefer them closer together, you can always adjust. Take a look at the knees. Make sure that your knees are aligned. So if your left knee is farther forward, you're actually going to pull that left hip back. And then continue to twist open. And then you can always come a little lower into your chair when you're ready. Are you breathing? Nice. Rise on the inhale, bring the arms up, nice big stretch. Back to chair on the exhale, float the hands to your heart. Twist the other way. Again, look at the knees. Right hip pulls back, and then twist open. In your chair, you can always come a little deeper when you're ready. Rise on the inhale, arms up. And on the exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, come all the way down. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Make sure your feet are a little bit farther apart. So you want them about hip width distance if they're not there yet. Pada Mustasana, index and middle fingers around the big toes. And then from here, bend your elbows. Your knees can bend, or you can straighten the legs. Maybe start with the knees bent, elbows bent, head relaxed. And then from here, you can focus on pushing the inner thighs toward the back of the room. And then pulling your shoulders to the ceiling, so away from your ears. Keep the head relaxed. Now release. Take your halfway lift. And on the exhale, you can step back or hop back into your plank position. Come all the way down to your belly. Baby cobra first. Inhale. And on the exhale, lower down. Now, let's do a quad stretch on the right side. So bend the right leg. Reach back, hold the top of your foot. Now, there's a few variations here. You can bring your left arm forward and use it like a pillow. Rest your forehead down, or if you prefer, you can keep the chest lifted. So you can still use that left arm like a little stand. And as you're pulling your heel to your bum, push your pelvis to the floor. So you might even engage the glutes a little bit. That's okay. Push your hips into the floor. And then to take it farther, think of stretching that leg. So you're pushing the right knee towards the back of the room. Like you're trying to lengthen your femur bone, big bone in your thigh, out of the hip socket. Now from here, release the right leg, but keep the right knee bent. We're coming into a twisty belly shoulder stretch. So I'm actually going to turn around this one here, so you guys stay where you are. So you're on your belly, your right leg is bent, and stretch your left arm into a T-shape, palm facing down. And then from here, if you need to watch first and then try, please feel free to do that. From here, you're rolling to the left. You can place that right foot on the floor, and then lower your head down. And then your right arm, you can either take it behind your back, or you can leave it where it is. Now very slowly roll back to your belly. Nice slow movement as you come back. Bring your hands down beside the ribs for baby cobra. Inhale, lift the chest, tuck the chin to your chest. Back of the neck is long. And as you exhale, lower to your belly. Quad stretch on the left side. Bend the left leg, hold the top of your foot, and the right arm can either be a way to stabilize and keep the chest lifted, or you can use it like a pillow. Every breath still full of awareness here, so you're breathing on purpose. Slowing every single inhale, lengthening the exhale. And release your left foot, keep the left knee bent. Now the right arm is in a T shape, palm facing down. You're rolling to the right. So you're getting into the shoulder and into the collarbone, into the bicep. You can lower your head. And then slowly roll back to your belly. Always slow through the transitions. That's always where there's the most risk of injury, is during the transition in this practice. So nice and slowly. Now this time bring your fingertips to the floor. Your arms are wider than your mat. So spider cobra, fingertips to the floor. And as you inhale, lift the heart, so you're peeling the chest up. And on your exhale, you can lower back down. Let's do this again. Inhale, peel the heart up, lift the chest. Exhale, come back down. Let's do one more. Inhale, lift the chest. This time stay up. And on the exhale, bring only the right shoulder down. Back to center on the inhale, lift the heart. Bring only the left shoulder down this time. Back to center, inhale. And then lower back down. Slide your hands beside the low ribs, so a little bit lower than you do for cobra. And as you inhale, start to lift the chest and straighten the arms. And as you straighten your arms, you also want to feel like you're not dipping into the shoulders, you're strong in the shoulders. Lift the knees, upward facing dog. Tuck your toes and lift into a downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths. Rounding through the heels. Relax your head. Now from here, float the right leg up. And on the exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Round your shoulders, tuck your chin. Kick back on the inhale. Exhale, knee to right elbow, same side. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, lunge position. Warrior two. Lower your back heel. It's parallel to the back of your mat. You're in a strong lunge through the front leg. The arms windmill up. Now from warrior two, stay in your lunge. You want that front knee over the ankle. So if you look at your front knee and it's knocking inward, you want to actively externally rotate so that that front knee is over the ankle. And then from here, in the lunge, imagine someone's holding your left fingertips and then pulling your whole upper body back. Now you're aligned over the hips. And then from here, straighten the front leg, Trikonasana. Slide forward, move the hips back, and you can lower the right hand either to your thigh, your shin, your block, or your mat, or you can keep the fingers hovering above the ground. Your shoulders are stacked one over the other. And try not to hang the head. So you actually want to use the muscles in your neck to make sure that your neck is strong, supporting the weight of your head. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, warrior two. Now in this warrior two, flip the palms, straighten the front leg, bring the hands together overhead. Flying warrior. Back down, warrior two. From here, slide forward this time. You're gonna extended side angle. So either lower your right elbow to your thigh or lower the right hand to the ground. So it's very similar to Trikonasana. We've got a bent knee this time. And again, the head and the neck are aligned. You're reaching toward the sky, pushing through the outer edge of the back heel. Breathing. Look down, lower both hands to the instep. Turn your back toes, they can point forward. And then step your right foot to the right side of your mat, toes pointing out, and both hands are at the instep. So we're in lizard pose. Now in your lizard pose, there's a few variations. One is to stay here with the back knee lifted. Another option is to come down to your knee on the back leg. And another option is to come down to your forearms. And you can either keep the back knee lifted or lowered if you're on your forearms. Keep the chest lifted. So even here, you're not rounding the spine, your chin's not falling toward your chest. You're actually looking forward and pulling the heart forward. Now from here, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. If you're not on your hands yet, come up to your hands. And then from here, Malasana Yogi Squat. Step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Your feet are wide, your toes are pointing out, and then lower down into your squat. If you come into a half squat and this is your maximum, perfectly fine. Otherwise, come all the way down. Elbows to the inner thighs, palms together. Then you bring your left fingertips to the floor. You're welcome to stay here if you feel more stable here. Otherwise, left fingertips to the floor, right arm to the sky. So opening into a little twist here. Exhale, lower the right fingertips to the floor, lift the left arm. Lower both hands to the floor, lift your hips, and heel toe the feet together, standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Take a halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees and rise, bring your arms up, palms together. Hands to heart, float them all the way back to center. Inhale, rise, bring your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen the spine. Step your left leg back, exhale. From here, lower the back knee. Now we're coming back into a twist. So you're actually going to walk your right foot to the side. Your toes are pointing out. Your left hand is on the mat, and your right hand is on your thigh. Fingers pointing in. And then from here, you're leaning forward into your lunge. And then think of pushing your upper body away from your front leg. So you're really leaning open here. It's a nice hip stretch, a little bit of a twist. And if you want to add a quad stretch here, this is a great time to do that. You bend the back leg and reach your right arm back and hold on. If that's not accessible today, please don't hurt yourself trying. It's okay wherever you are. Take a moment, close your eyes wherever you are, and breathe into a nice open body, breathe into a nice open hip space. Release your back foot if you're in your quad stretch. Bring both hands down to the instep. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, and then step back into a plank position. You can either flow or meet in down dog. So one more side, and then we're going to come into the cooling series here. So float the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick back. Knee to left elbow, same side. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, lunge position into warrior two. Arms windmill all the way up. Now again, in your warrior two, take a look at that front knee and make sure that it's not falling in. So you actually want that knee over top of the ankle. That can start to work the glute on the left leg, and that's okay. You want to use those muscles. And then from here, straighten the front leg, Trikonasana. Slide forward. And then lower the left hand. Right arm to the sky. Head and neck aligned. Muscles of the neck are active. And you're breathing. Come back up. And then lower back into your warrior two position. Slide forward. Exalted, or rather extended side angle, sorry. So either the elbow is on your front thigh, or you can bring your hand down to the ground and lift the right arm. You can also reach that right arm toward the front wall. So you're getting that whole side of your body nice and long, nice and open. Look down, lower both hands to the instep, and then turn your right toes to point forward. And then step your left foot to the side, toes pointing out, lizard pose. So you can honor what you took on the other side. You might have kept that back knee lifted, maybe you lowered it down, or maybe you came down to your forearms here. Now, if you feel like this is a very different side, if it feels more challenging here, or maybe you're not able to go as deep, that's okay. Work with where you are and never go past your 80%. So you should always view your 80% as 100%. Any higher than that on the tolerance for comfort or pain is a little bit worrisome. So always give yourself some leeway to grow into. If you're on your forearms, come to your hands. If you're on your back leg, lift the back knee. Malasana, yogi squat. Bring your right foot to the outside of the right hand, toes pointing out, feet wide, and squatting. Again, if you're in your half squat, this is perfect. Otherwise, come all the way down. Now, we're going to do a bind this time, if you prefer. So the other option is staying where you are. If you'd like to go for the twist and bind with me, left fingertips to the floor, the right arm reaches up. Now you can stay here, this is awesome. Otherwise, you're going to wrap your left arm around the left leg. So I'm actually going to face the camera here. So left arm wraps around the left leg, right arm comes behind your back, and see if you can find the hands. Try to keep both heels planted, and then you're twisting open. Come back to center, nice and slow transition. Right fingertips to the floor, left arm up. And again, you might stay here, or you wrap that right arm around your leg, wrap the left arm behind your back. Release, fingertips to the floor. Lift your hips, standing forward fold, and heel toe the feet together. And sorry, I said together, but really you want to leave a little bit of space between your feet. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Hamanustasana. You can hold on to the index, the big toes with your index and middle fingers, or slide your hands underneath of your feet, step on the palms, and then shift a little bit more weight to your toes. Relax your head. And release. From here, rise, bring the arms up, nice big stretch at the top. Exhale, float the hands to your heart, Samasthiti. Take a deep breath. Rise on the inhale, bring your arms up. Forward fold on the exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. Step back with the right leg this time. So right leg back, lower the knee, untuck the toes. Step your left foot to the side. And then from here, your right hand stays on the floor. Your left hand comes up to the thigh. And then you're leaning forward. Once you've leaned forward, the upper body leans away from the front knee. So not only are you leaning into this lunge so that you can get into the hips, the hip flexor, and also the back quad, but then you lean your upper body away, which leaves your whole rib span, your whole torso open. No compression on any of the organs. Lower both hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, plank pose. From your plank, if you want one final flow, please take that flow or come into a child's pose. And we'll all meet down in child's pose, knees wide, toes together, arms stretched forward. In your child's pose, you want to rock your head from side to side. Start to massage the brow bone. Also waking up and activating that third eye space we call Ajna chakra. It's your insight, your wisdom, your intuition. Inhale, look forward, bring yourself into a tabletop position. Now from your table, let's take a few movements. So you can start in cat-cow, inhale, lifting the tail, drop the belly, lift your chest and head. Rounding on the exhale. Or you might prefer to switch it up. Move around in figure eights. Or maybe side to side. Or something totally different. So really here what you're doing is you're moving freely. You're moving in a way that is intuitive and unique to your needs. There's no wrong way to move here. Doesn't have to have a yoga name or anything, as long as it feels good. You're also using this time, this movement, as a way to check in and see where in your body there may still be any stagnant energy or tension, or if everything's feeling pretty good. Come back to center, tabletop position, tuck the toes, downward dog. So we're getting set up in a pigeon pose. You want to float the right leg up and then bring your right knee to the right wrist. So right knee to right wrist. And then from here, before collapsing forward, you actually want to stay upright. Send your left leg back as far as possible. So you're getting nice and long, the left leg moves back. And then once you're here, square the hips. So pull the right hip back, left hip forward a little bit. And once they're squared, proud pigeon, lift the chest. You can either stay here or you can recline forward. And if you're reclining forward, try to keep the chest pulling forward and looking at the top of your mat. And if you chose to stay upright, this is where you can explore and play. So you can play around with your mermaid pose, bending the back leg, bringing the left arm back and holding on. You can go a step farther by bringing that left foot into the left elbow crease. And then from here, you would play with your balance. Lower your hands. And if you're upright, come down into your reclined pigeon. We'll stay in reclined for another 3 to 4 breaths. And then from here, you want to lift. So your upper body lifts, you're on your fingertips. Now you're sitting down onto the right sit bone. If you happen to have a block here, you want to remove the block first. And then you're sitting down onto the right sit bone and swinging the left leg forward. And as that left leg comes forward, you cross it over top. So now your legs are in like a crossed type position. We're setting up in our Ardha Matsyendrasana, seated twist. I'm going to face towards you guys here. So if you're here, so I'll set this up first. If you're here and your left sit bone is lifted, this means the spine is curved. You want to avoid this. So either push the left sit bone to the floor so that it's touching the ground, and if it's still not, then straighten the right leg. And then from here, twist to the left. So left arm in the air, bring it back and down. And then you can either hug the knee with the right arm, or you can bring your elbow toward your thigh and twist a little deeper that way. If you want to take your bind this morning, feel free to play with your bind. Otherwise, you're staying in your seated twist. Bring it back through center. Now we're reversing this. So coming back through pigeon pose. So if your right leg is straight, start by bending it. Once your right leg is bent, swing the left leg back through pigeon pose. I'm going to turn back towards the top of my mat. So then you swing that left leg back towards pigeon pose. From your pigeon pose, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, three-legged dog, right leg in the air, send it high. Maybe you stack the hip, or maybe you keep the legs in hips square. You can lower your right foot. We'll switch to the other side, lift your left leg. Pigeon pose, left knee to left wrist. Now again, send the right leg back, get long, square the hips, left hip back, right hip forward. And then if you prefer to recline, slowly recline forward. And if you like to stay upright, you might take a couple of breaths upright, and then start to bring yourself towards your mermaid pose. Nice and slowly. Come into your reclined pigeon if you're upright. And a few breaths, folded forward. Start to lift your upper body, come back up to your fingertips. If you had that block, remove it. Sit down onto your left sit bone. Swing the right leg forward and cross it over top. And again, if you cannot put your right sit bone on the ground, you're going to straighten the left leg. So it would look like this. And it's okay, you're going to get the same quality of stretch. Bring the right arm up, back, and down. And then you're hugging the knee from here. Try to avoid leaning your weight into your right arm. You don't want to be leaning back here. You're actually just using it like a little stabilizer. You're not putting weight on the right hand. Come back to center. And again, reversing the movement. If your left leg is straight, bend it. And then from here, send your right leg back through pigeon pose. Kind of feels like breakdancing a little bit. Your hands are planted down here, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, three-legged dog, left leg in the air. You can stack the hip, get nice and open here. And then lower the left foot down. From here, you're going to step into the middle of your mat and then sit down. So you're coming down into the middle of your mat. If you get here in another way, no problem. I'll meet here when you're ready. So from the middle of your mat, your knees are bent. You're going to one of two things. Now, if you'd like to work a little bit more with strength and conditioning and control, you're going to extend the arms forward and then roll back. Vertebrae by vertebrae, try not to collapse onto your back. If this doesn't feel good, simply come to your forearms and then roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Now, whatever way you've chosen to come down, do not collapse. Be nice and controlled with your movement. And then once you're here, right knee to chest. You can kick the left leg forward. So you're pulling the right knee in, kicking through the left heel. You're getting this opposing movement action happening where you push and pull. Let's switch sides. Bring the left knee to your chest and then kick the right leg forward. Kick through the right heel. You want to stretch that leg as you draw the left knee in. Pull both knees to your chest and then place your feet on the floor. So your knees are bent. We're setting up in bridge pose. Walk your heels as close as you can towards your sit bones. You want to be able to almost touch your heels, or you can actually touch them. Your feet are hip width distance, so they're not too wide, they're not touching together. Your feet are just a little bit farther apart. And then from here, start to engage the glutes. So squeeze your glutes and then lift the hips. Keep holding your glutes. You're continuing to engage and then lower down. Now release your glutes. Let's do this a couple more times. So squeeze the glutes, lift your hips. Keep holding the glutes as you lower down. And then release. Let's do that one more time. Engage and lift. Think of your inner thighs. You're holding a block or an imaginary block between your knees. Keep squeezing the glutes as you lower back down. And we're going to add on. So squeeze the glutes, lift your hips, and then lift your right leg. Keep squeezing that left glute. Lower the right foot. Engage the right glute and lift the left leg. Lower the left foot. Keep squeezing both glutes and then lower back down. So this is a stabilizing little routine you can do for the hips, the sacroiliac joint. Let's do another 2 rounds like that. Squeeze the glutes, lift, and then float the right leg up. Lower it down. Float the left leg up. Lower it down. Both glutes are engaged now. And then lower back to the ground. That's where you release. One more. You can move in your own breath. You want to continue to engage whatever glute is on the leg that is stable. And once you come back down, both knees to chest. You can rock a little from side to side. Let's take happy baby and Anandakalasana. You're holding on to the outer edges of the feet. Some of you, it might feel better to hold the inner arch. That's also fine. Try to get your low back close to the floor. Try to keep your shoulders in the back of your head resting on the floor. And if you want to explore here and straighten the legs and rock a little from side to side, you can always do that. Happy baby pose is a really great space to take on that childlike attitude, that curiosity and playfulness that kids have. Now from here, release. Let's take butterfly pose. So the soles of your feet are touching. You can let the knees fall open into butterfly. You can rest one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Or you could even bring your arms overhead. start to consciously slow the breath. And if it helps you, you can find a count. So inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6 or even 8. Noticing as you slow the breath, notice what happens to the internal rhythms of your body. Notice how your temperature might change. You can take your hands to the outsides of your knees, help your legs together. So really support yourself as you bring the knees together. We're coming into Shavasana. So for those of you who like a little bit of lumbar or low back support, keep your knees bent today. You're going to take constructive rest for low back support, which is knees together, feet wide. It's kind of the opposite of butterfly. And if you prefer traditional Shavasana, this is where you stretch your legs, take up as much space as you want with your body. Let your arms stretch open wide, let your feet open wide, take up all the space you can. And then let yourself rest here. Your eyes are closed. You can let go of any control, any sense of control you still have over your breath. Letting go of any sense of control you still have over your thoughts. And letting go of any muscular tension, any control you might still have in your body. So let everything in your body soften. Soften your feet. Soften your legs and your hips. Soften your belly, your chest, your shoulders, your arms and hands. Feel a softness in your chest and your throat, your jaw and the space behind your ears, your lips, your nose, your teeth, your tongue, your eyelids, your eyebrows, and your forehead. If you have the time this morning, I encourage you to stay here for as long as you need. And if you are ready to move your body, be slow. There's no urgency, no rush. Start with the breath. Deepen your breath. Allow that breath to transform into movement. And very slowly rise when you feel ready. And I thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope you enjoy the sunshine. Have a really wonderful weekend. Make sure to call your mom. And namaste. See you next Tuesday.